Welcome to Krav Life. My name is Paul Simos, and today on Train to Fight, we are interviewing Michael Rüppel. Now, he joins us all the way from Germany. Mr. Rppel is a former bodyguard and the founder of Krav Maga Street Defense. As well, he's a board member of the Federation of Israeli Martial Arts. And today he's going to discuss his views on the development of Krav Maga. So you don't want to miss it. Now, here at Krav Life, one of the things that we're best known for is creating a community and networking with Kravists all around the world. That's why we bring you all these great interviews. Now, we want you guys to get in on that action as well. That's why we've created our own Krav Life community network. Basically, it's a place where, like-minded people like you and I, Kravists can get together and discuss everything Krav Maga related. Plus, every once in a while, we drop profiles, articles, and training, and there's so much more, all for free. So just go to mykravlife.com and sign up for the free community and start networking with Kravists from all over the world. And while you're there, be sure to check out our Krav Maga directory and find a place to train near you. So without further delay, here's Michael Rüppel. Happened. All right. So, welcome to the show, sir. How are you doing?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Not a problem. It's an honor to have you. Now, for the members of our audience that don't know who you are, can you introduce yourself a little bit?
So, my name is Michael Rüppel. I'm the founder of Krav Maga Street Defense. Yes. So I do Krav Maga for 25 years now, and yeah.
Okay. So
you know something about me.
Yes, I know a little bit about you. Yes. Where did it all start for you? Like, did you have martial arts experience before Krav Maga, or was Krav Maga like the first thing that you ever did?
I started very late with Krav Maga, with the martial arts. I think I was 17. Mm-hmm. So then I started with Thai boxing. And I do it for a few years, and then I go into the security area. And later I was a professional bodyguard. And then I get in touch with the Krav Maga, just for myself, just to getting better, to protect my clients.
Okay, and you have protected some famous people, correct?
Some, yes.
A few. What was that like? Like, what's it like dealing in that personal protection or bodyguarding some famous people? Like, what's that sort of thing like?
It's not like you see it in the movie. Yeah, it's a lot of work, a lot of research, and so it's not that you have muscles, sunglasses, and look bad. So it's much more, and it was a nice time. I do it 20 years of my life. It was a good time. Sometimes crazy, but it was a good time.
Nice. So when you got involved with Krav Maga, like who did you get involved with and train with and all that stuff?
Yeah, I saw a picture one day in the newspaper. It was a gun disarming from behind. So you remember the picture with the elbow in the face and the gun is here, Mm-hmm. And there was written Krav Maga. I never heard about it. But the picture triggered me, yes, because of the gun, and I think, okay, it sounds interesting. It comes from Israel, so it was the first seminar here in Germany with the Israeli guy. His name was Amnon Maor, and he was the first one they bring Krav Maga to Germany, and so I go to the seminar. And I was young. I was ready to fight, and the first 2 hours was just grip release, you know.
Mm.
And I was angry, you know. So I was always thinking, what the shit? I go home, you know. And then after a while, I already want to go home. He started to open the box with gun and knife, and so this catch me again. And then I found it interesting, so I started to learn Krav Maga in this time.
Okay. So what was the thing that most impressed you about Krav Maga that kept you in it for all these years?
It was simple first, you know. You look at it and then you think, why you don't come to this solution, you know. It was very simple at this time for me, and so I start to learn it. But later on, many years later, I make some changes because I train with all my guys from the bodyguard company, and you know, everybody look at like me. And then I tell them, look, today we train, you know, I show you a little bit Krav Maga. And so I give them the gun and tell them to threat me. And I try to disarm the guys, but it was not possible with the Krav Maga technique I learned. So I was surprised. And I think to myself, wow, it doesn't work in this way we train in the gym. So where is the mistake? And the mistake was the guys react, you know. Immediately, if I grab the gun, the guys getting crazy. They pull back, they start to fight. And I was not able to disarm, you know. So I was disappointed about this because I learned it for a few years, and now I see it doesn't work, you know, and so I start to make some changes. You know, for example, the most people, even today, they go to a gun and start to punch, you know. But trust me, doesn't matter how strong, doesn't matter how fast you are. If someone start to react, you will lose, and you will lose. Not only the fight, you will lose your life, you know. So, and I teach most of the time that I go with 2 hands immediately to the gun to prevent the pulling back reflex.
So why do you think that Kravists continued to teach techniques that didn't take the pull reflex into account?
You know, the problem is what I study many years, also different kind of styles of Krav Maga, and but the most of the guy, their focus was on making business. You know, everybody want big schools, many schools, and this cannot be. You know, it's a money making system. And this was not my view, because for me it's important. If someone come in my gym, I will give him the best tools I have that he can survive in the street.
Okay.
So this was always my focus. My focus was not that I think, okay, I need in 10 years, I need many schools, you know, I need many instructors, I need this, I need that. My focus was always on training and techniques. They work under stress, under pressure.
Okay. And so how do you test that? Like, how do you particularly stress test a technique to make sure that it works for, you know, the little woman versus and a big guy, and works for everybody, right?
Yeah. So first of all, I train with my strong guys. You know, and all of them are from security, martial arts, crazy guys from the streets, you know, and they are very strong and crazy, and they act like a violent guy. And so I train with them, and if I found a way that it works, then I put it into my group.
Right.
Yeah, let's say I have 30 people on the mat, and I show them now the technique. It's like it's like a search, you know. So I search for weak things, and for me, it's not important that I can make the techniques. For me, it's important that the weakest part, the weakest person in my gym, can make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if I see it is good, then I take it and I work on this and I bring it out. And if not, I throw it away and we train more, you know. This is the way we do it. And then the next is I have many friends in Israel in very good positions. And from time to time, if I'm in Israel, so we train together and the guys ask me, or we have a problem with some solutions, you know, and they ask me, Michael, what we can do here, what we can do there. And we train together and until we have a solution for this problem.
Okay. So are there ever any circumstances where you have a technique and it works fine for your crazy guys and stuff and those people, but it doesn't work so well for the smaller person? Do you let the crazy guys keep the technique and then you make adjustments for the smaller person, or do you want a technique that works for everybody?
Yeah, if the techniques doesn't work for the smaller people, I throw it out.
Okay.
So everything what I teach must be work for weaker people, you know. I don't teach only for strong people, you know. If people look at me, you know, I'm big, I have tattoos, you know, they think, you know, he can do everything, but what is about the smaller people? But I'm teach just for smaller people. If they can do it, everybody can do it.
Okay. And so well, not how many, but like how many of the old style techniques have you managed to keep, or have you modified it completely?
You know, the most of the gun and knife stuff, you know, because for me, especially gun and knife, you know, if you make a mistake, you die. If you make a mistake, you die. And it's my responsibility, you know, if you are my students and I show you some shit, and maybe one day you go in a situation and it doesn't work, you will die. Okay? So it's my responsibility that everything, I need to believe that it works. Okay? So my focus, it's completely different. Yes, making money is important, of course, but the first focus I have is to bring good techniques, to the students, and they need to work. So I work a lot on every day. I train with my guys and to create something, you know.
It's interesting because considering that Krav Maga comes from Israel, you would think that the knife and the gun techniques coming out of Israel would be already the best and not need modification. Why would it be that way, do you think?
I don't know. I have many friends, you know, and friends in top position in Israel, and I asked them many times, you know, why you still do it, you know, and the question is always, you know, we need to bring the soldiers, the agents, that they go from 0 to 200 in a second to aggression. Yes.
Yeah.
And I say, yes, I understand completely. But if you lose the situation, your aggression it doesn't help you, you know. So for me, yes, of course, I go with surprise and full speed and aggression in the situation. But first, my view, I need control the weapon. I try to control the weapon the best I can. And then I destroy the guy, not before.
Okay. So first it's control and then it's the aggression, right? Or the attacking the person.
You know, the success key for all the attacks on the street is always surprise, speed, aggression. So surprise
in that order? In that order?
Yeah, surprise the attacker and then go inside with full speed and aggression.
Okay.
Yeah, like a special unit. They do the same. So, and it works in the street in the same way. Yes.
So
but my focus is more that I protect myself with more control about the gun or about the knife. Yes.
So would the act of grabbing the gun and grabbing the wrist or the elbow, is that your element of surprise, and then that leads into control because the bad guy wouldn't necessarily expect you to grab at his weapon?
You know, the bad guy is if it's stupid enough to come close, yeah. And if he hesitate to shoot, if someone come and shoot immediately, you can do nothing. You will die. Yes. But if he hesitate just 2-3 seconds, and you have the right technique and you have the will to do it, you can survive. It's possible, you know. Depends on the situation. Not every situation is the same. Right.
And is that something that you focus on in your training? Just a bunch of different scenarios and how to approach them?
Yeah, it's always we do. First of all, we build a house. You know, if you build a house, you need a strong ground.
Right.
Yes. And then you need the walls and on the end the roof. And this is how we build the training. You know, we start with the technique training. Yeah. So for understanding why we do it, and then comes pressure training under crazy circumstances. Always must be functional under pressure. Otherwise, it makes no sense.
Right. That makes sense. So one of the things that you're kind of known for is the fast disarm of the gun, right? How did that come about?
Yeah, I tell it to you. Good that you ask. You know, I had a problem. If I'm in a sitting position, yes, if I'm in a sitting position, doesn't matter if I'm maybe in the car or maybe I sit on the ground or whatever, or I'm on the knees and the guy threat me and I go with 2 hands on the gun, yes, and try to do this technique, he's still able to pull. So he can bring me out of balance and I lose the control, you know. And so I look for something else. And then I found the problem, the enemy about gun and knife is the pulling back reflex. Yeah. It's always the same. If you do something, the attacker will do something. Yes. It's not like you train with your partner. If you do something, the attacker will go crazy. And this you need to keep in your mind. So my focus was that I need to prevent this pulling back reflex. I need control. So what we do is that we go in one line to the gun, yes, and with this hand, I go to the part of the thumb, yes, and immediately, if I'm there already, it's not possible for him to pull back anymore because I already have the control, yes. And so this was the reason I created this technique, because of the sitting position on the ground or on the chair. And of course, it works very well if you stay. Yeah, and I do it for many, many years. I think I put it outside first time on YouTube, let's say 2007, 2006, something like this. Yeah. I don't know. And so before, I don't see it. You know. In Germany, before I start long time ago with the Krav Maga, and then the IKMF came, you know, and then they start to bash a little bit against other Krav Maga instructors. And some of the guys say, yeah, you know what, don't go to Michael because this is not Krav Maga what he teach. Yeah, because I don't do this, yes. So if you don't do it, it's no Krav Maga. And I tell them, look, guys, it's no problem. You can think what you want. Come to my gym and we train. Come to my gym and show me something better. Nobody come, you know.
Mm.
And I was, I think 2008 or 2007, I was in Israel.
Mhm.
And I was in the training. It was the last day of training, and some of the guys came to me and asked me, Michael, can you show me your gun and your knife techniques again? I say, yes, I can show it to you. And he said, can I record it? I say, okay, feel free, do it. Yes. And so I show him some of my techniques. He recorded, and then I fly back to Germany. After 3 weeks, he called me and said, Michael, I show your stuff some people here. I say, okay, cool. And he said, okay, they was very surprised about it, and they want to learn it. And I tell him, okay, next time if I come to Israel, yeah, we can do it. He said, no. You don't understand. We come to you. I say, yes, really? You won't come to me? Yes, we come. So they come with some people to Germany, and but people from very high positions in some units, yes.
Yeah.
And we train this stuff, you know. And before, sometimes you doubt about yourself, you know, because I'm not the guy they say, you know, I'm the best. I'm, you know, I have right all the time. This is not me. I sometimes I ask myself, maybe the other guy have right, you know. So, but in the time the Israelis come to Germany to learn my techniques, I know I was on the right spot, you know. So from this time, I don't look right, I don't look left, I just go my way until today.
That's and it seems to have worked out for you, because you've been so I've seen that you've taught like some high level security forces and stuff like that, like the Chinese air marshals was one of them, right?
Yeah, it was the police combat expert group. This is a police group. They train all the units in China, and they look always for some instructors. They show them something special.
Yeah. How is it working with the Chinese?
You know, they are funny. They are very funny. So they order me for some special techniques because of gun and knife in close rooms, and let's say also in the airplane for air marshals. And there were SWAT teams there, all kind of people. But from time to time, they come and say, Michael, we have another problem. What do you think about this? Can you show us this? Can you show us that? You know? So they was nice. I had a very good time, but they try to use you, you know? So they record everything what you say, everything what you do. It's a big camera on you. And so after a while, I tell them, look, I can show it to you next time.
Yeah, so they don't get it all at once, right?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. No, that's fun. It's and I think that's part of the spirit of Krav Maga, is to learn from each other, right? So that someone else might have something better, and it's important to keep an open mind. And I'm glad that people started listening to you. So how did you get involved with Fema then?
You know, Shuki is like my brother. He was in the Fema, and he asked me if I will join the Fema. And for me, it was very important that the organization look for quality, you know, because the problem today is every day if I open the computer, I see new grandmasters, new organization, you know, and the most of them, they have no clue about Israel. they have no clue about Krav Maga, and they call them Grandmaster, Six Dan, I don't know what. And I don't like this, you know. I work my ass off for everything, and I don't like people like this, because it's not good for the Krav Maga, and it's also not good for the people, because Krav Maga, it's a good system, yes, but you need a good instructor. And this is the game, and many people try to jump on the train of the success of the name of Krav Maga.
Right.
And this I don't like. So the reason, because I go into the Fema, was that we do something for the quality. Yes. So I'm one of the board directors there, and so we try to build umbrella for Israeli martial arts, but for people they really want to learn to Krav Maga, and you know, for me it's Krav Maga, not just Krav Maga. It's connected to Israel, and I'm very connected to Israel. Also here in Germany, in my city, we have a beautiful synagogue, and from time to time I go there with my new students. Today it's a museum for Israeli culture. And so for me, it's important that the people understand it's not just a martial art. Yes, you see, if you today you can get killed, you know, if you go with this and the wrong people see it. You know what I mean, yeah? Or you have a shirt with the Star of David.
Yeah.
Today, somebody kill you, you know, and the people need to understand. It's not just a martial art. It's a way of life. It's a way of thinking.
Yeah, definitely. And is the situation in Germany, like, is there a lot of tension between, you know, Jews and neo-Nazis and Arabs? Like, is that a thing there, or is that more outside of?
You know, I do it now for 25 years, and sometimes, if you know, I have here also a big Star of David of my arm. Here I have my master on my chest, you know, also with the Israeli flag. And sometimes I see some guys, they look at me, and you see the hate, you know. But what they can do, nothing. You know.
Yeah.
So if they try something, it was not good for them.
No,
and,
definitely.
So from time to time, you see some people from, I don't know if it's Nazi or maybe from other countries, you know, but you see it, you know. And maybe if you're weaker people, they will attack you. It can happen. But it's not only in Germany, it's all over the world.
Yeah, definitely. We have our share of that here as well. So if you had a kind of like a tip or a suggestion for anyone that's looking into Krav Maga or just starting Krav Maga, what would you say to them?
You know, today you have Google. Yes. So if you want to learn something, Google, take some information, you know. If you found a homepage and there is written Krav Maga, blah, 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 and there are not so many information, that means there's nothing. So if you look to my site, there are much information, maybe too much. But because I want, you know, everything I can show you I can read it to you, I can show it to you in pictures and videos, and look for someone they have experience, you know. He is connected with Israel, he have a good education. Don't go to the next karate school and whereas, you know, he do 20 years karate and it doesn't work so well, and then he do Krav Maga. So, but you can see it. You can see it if you look to the home pages. You can see it.
Yeah. Well, and for yourself, Where do you see your career going from here? Like, do you have any goals that you've set for yourself, or any cool projects coming up?
I tell you, I never had a goal. I just go with the flow. Yes,
Nice.
really. I never want to have many students. So I started with 3 students for many, many years, and now I think we have maybe something like 4,000 students in the world.
Yeah.
And I also don't look for many schools. I do it now 25 years, and we have 25 schools.
Okay,
not much, because I don't take everybody.
right.
Yeah, people write me and say, I want a black belt in Krav Maga.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can come and train with me. So some of the people try to buy it. I say, I don't want your money. Come and sweat. Show me what you can do. So this is the way. I don't have a goal. For me, it's important that I try to make the world a little bit safer and better. And I work with many units together. I work with my private clients together. So for me, it's important that I give them the best I can.
Right. So now that everything's opening up, do you have any plans to tour or do any seminars? Any plans to come to North America?
The next is Texas.
Okay.
I have a sheriff department in Texas. They want a big course for some special units there. But I'm not sure if it's possible this year because I'm very busy here at the moment.
Yeah.
And so maybe next year. This year I do some seminars here in Germany in my gym. So some instructor education, some weapon instructor educations, some civilian seminars, and but out of the country, I think realistically is it next year.
And hopefully everything stays open long enough for us to get to see you, and hopefully I get to meet you in person and get to train with you.
I look forward to this. Yes, of course.
Yeah, I don't go to Europe very often, but if I'm ever in Germany, I'm definitely coming over there.
You're welcome.
Perfect. So I want to thank you for your time. If people want to get a hold of you, what is the best way to do that?
They can connect me about Facebook under Michael Rüppel, my name. They can connect me under my system, Krav Maga Street Defense. Mm-hmm. And you found me on Instagram. You found me on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Yes, we have, I think, almost 300 videos on YouTube of many stuff. And you have many ways to find me. The people can connect you, and you can send them.
We'll definitely do that. Yeah, definitely do that. And we can definitely add your studio to our online directory of Krav Maga studios, to our worldwide directory. And they can connect with you that way too. All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure talking with you and very insightful. And hopefully come back on and we can discuss other Krav Maga related topics in the future.
Always. Yeah, always. You're welcome. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Awesome. So I want to thank Mr. Rüppel for being on the show, and I want to thank you for listening in. Now, if you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. And to catch all the latest from me, you can follow me on Instagram at my_Krav_life, and on Facebook and YouTube just by searching My Krav Life, and it'll take you right to us. So once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.